Over the years, I've worked with a lot of different trades companies, and one of my favorite niches has turned out to be garage doors. Garage doors is like one of the coolest companies in my opinion. Sometimes you have high ticket deals, like you can install some garage doors for people that cost like 60 grand. You could have two $30,000 garage doors. You also get a mix of the small repairs that only take a couple hours and pay a few $100. But my favorite thing about this company is I think it's very resistant to economic turmoil as compared to other kinds of businesses like remodeling. And that's been on my mind a lot lately because, as we all know, like politics is a total shit show and the economy is seems like it's teetering on the brink of an abyss and nobody knows what the world's going to look like in a year. But history tells us that companies like remodeling companies and especially home builders are the first to get hit when there's any kind of economic downturn. And so when I think about this stuff, I often think what's my plan D or plan E? Like if this doesn't work out, then this. If this doesn't work out, then this. And garage doors has been getting higher and higher on my list because a few months ago, I was going to leave my house in the morning and I get in my car and I hit the garage door button and nothing happened. And I was like, well, that's weird. Like that's never happened before. My garage door's not working. And the thought process very quickly devolved into let me get the first person I can find to get to my house and fix this because I need to get out of my garage and go on with my life. Like a garage door not opening is it's kind of like if your hot water heater goes out or your electricity goes out, like this is super important. You need this to work all the time. And that's not going to change no matter how good or bad the economy gets. And so that's one reason why this has really grown to the top of my list. This whole idea came about just because over the last year or two, I've just been working with a lot more garage door companies. My marketing agency, Adapt Digital Solutions, we've naturally attracted a lot of contractor clients because of this YouTube channel. And so I've worked with a ton of remodelers, plumbers, HVAC, like landscapers, you name it. I've worked with that kind of company probably multiple times. And over the last few years, working with these garage door companies, I see it's just such a great niche for marketing. That makes me excited because I understand marketing. I know how to do it. If you can get customers, the rest of the business is pretty easy to figure out. But if you can't get customers, you're pretty much dead in the water, right? So I'm just going to talk about a few reasons I like the garage door companies. I already talked about the economics of it. It's necessary. Like these companies, maybe you don't need a new garage door, but you need that thing to work. That's a really good security if you are a garage door technician. Another thing I like about it is the cost per lead. So if you don't know what local service ads is Google's way of selling you phone calls or selling you leads. We manage local service ads for a bunch of our clients, and of the garage door clients, I've seen leads, the cost per lead be as low as $15. If you can get leads for $15 and then close, a third of them, that means your cost per acquisition, your cost per acquiring a customer, $45. Like that's super low these days. If you make on average, let's just say like $500 or make it easy, $450 profit per project, that's a 10x return on your investment. That's not very common to find in any kind of industry, but especially one as like mature and old as trades. Like there's a lot of trades companies out there who have figured out this marketing stuff and they make the prices really expensive for everybody else. But to be able to get leads for $15 a piece is pretty radical. I've also seen almost an identical company just in another location paying, I think it's $80 a lead. Same exact thing. Local service ads for garage door repairs, installations, those kind of things. $15, $80. Even at $80, it's still a good deal. If we run the same math, that's $240 to get a customer. If I was making $450 before and now I had to spend $240 to get a client, I'd probably raise my prices to just call it $550. and absorb some of those marketing costs. But still, you can close deals all day long, $550. And you add on top of that, so I've talked about these a lot, but these are the referral cards. This was shown to me by a guy who is running one of the fastest growing garage door companies. It says $250 for you, $250 for a friend. Give this to a friend who needs something fixed on their garage door. They'll get a $250 discount and you'll get $250 when their job's done. This stuff multiplies really quickly. Love those referral cards. If you haven't checked those out, watch the other videos on them. I've explained it a whole bunch of times, but these things are highly effective. These cards cost like 60 cents a piece. So it's like $600 for 1,000 of them. If you hand out 1,000 of these, like you're guaranteed to make a ton of money from that. So what else do I like about garage doors? It's pretty easy to get into. I was told about one of my clients who's doing really well in this space. He learned how to install and work on garage doors from a guy named, I think it's Mount. I'll put the link in the description. You can go to this guy and spend like a week or something with him, and then you get the full training and the rundown to work on these garage doors and do all the work. So it's a pretty simple trade. Once you know how to do it, as long as you're strong enough to lift a garage door, like you can do this stuff. So it's easy to learn. It's not like remodeling where, it took me 15 years to start to feel like I really knew what I was doing. Like garage doors, that would be super simple. You could get trained up yourself in a month or two and then train up a helper and boom, you can handle quite a bit of volume on your own. Let's see, what else do I like about garage doors? Oh, easy to sell. We talked a little bit about lead gen up here. It's pretty cheap to get leads for this stuff. All forms of Google marketing work really well. But if I was brand new to business and I had no capital to spend on marketing or anything, I would go door to door. I'll just put easy to sell door to door. I came up with this idea when I was talking to a guy who was like thinking about getting into garage doors. I was like, what would I do? This is what I do. I'd go door to door. I'd introduce myself. I would look professional, dress in some kind of uniform with the business name on my chest, on my hat, have a clipboard, look professional, go door to door and say, hey, I'm new to the area. I'm a new garage door business. I've been fully trained and certified by XYZ, and I'm just walking around the neighborhood offering free garage door inspections. You don't even have to let me in your house. Just walk around, open your garage door. I'll take a look, and if anything needs to be done, I'll tell you what it is and give you a quote if you're interested. I'd go look at their garage door and I would look for any little thing that was wrong. Like maybe there's a bolt that's a little loose, or maybe they've been hearing a squeak and they need a little grease, like whatever it is. I would look for something small that needs to be fixed. And then I'd go and tell them like, hey, your wheels need a little bit of grease. I have some in my truck. I tell you what, I'll go grab the grease and fix that squeak for you. I won't even charge you anything as long as you just leave me a review on Google while I'm doing it. I would do everything I can to go to as many houses as possible and get a Google review from anyone that I can do anything for. If I go and do that on 100 houses, I'll probably be finished off with like 25 reviews, a bunch of happy people. Hopefully I'll have these going, and even if they don't pay me to do anything, I'll give them a referral card. A good chunk of those, like say 10 of those would actually ask me for a quote to fix a certain thing that's broken or to get a new garage door. It's such an easy thing to go door to door because you don't have to go into their house. That's the beauty of it. It's like, just go open your garage door. I'll walk around, take a look. I don't even need to come inside. It's a pretty easy sell, and it gives you a chance to practice your presentation skills, your sales skills, your communication in general. Like you can build an entire business on that. You could go your entire business career with no website or advertising or anything. You could just walk around door to door with these cards, probably fill your schedule up forever if you were consistent with it. So garage doors, super sweet niche. There's probably other ones out there that are really similar. So if you're in one and you think it's super badass and you want to tell other people about it, let us know in the comments what you think about your niche, and thanks for watching.